Welcome back. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been walking you through the video marketing ecosystem. And last week, I talked to you about the first video type that you should be leveraging from Instagram, which was, of course, Reels. This week is all about Instagram Live because I think a lot of people like to avoid live video because it makes them nervous. But this is an integral part of the marketing strategy for people who are selling high ticket or premium price coaching programs or services. And so today, I want to make sure I teach you how to leverage live for each of those 5 parts of the marketing ecosystem. If you need a reminder about what I'm talking about when I say the marketing ecosystem, I've already made sure that I tagged the previous video. So make sure you go back and watch that for more information. And if you don't know who the hell I am, my name is Letitia Lynch. I am a high ticket organic marketing coach and consultant for service providers and coaches. And I specifically specialize in video content. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because every single week on Monday, I will be posting a new video all about how to do marketing for high ticket offers. Okay, so I understand that going live is not always easy for people. A lot of people get very nervous when it comes to doing live video. And I know that a lot of it stems from, I hear so many things like, oh, I don't know what to say. Sometimes I flub over my words, or I get lost, or I just get so nervous, or I can't deal with all the video editing. There's a lot of different excuses that people will give me about doing long form video, especially when it comes to showing up live. But I know that the lack of doing live video when you're selling high ticket is something that can stand in the way of you really attracting high ticket clients. And I'm going to explain why. It's very easy for anyone to perfectly edit and put together something and prepare questions and answers and to have the perfect response for everything when they're not put on the spot. But if I'm looking for a coach and that coach can answer my questions on the spot, I am going to be very confident that that person is a true expert because they didn't have to go off later and find the answer to the basic questions that I have. So I want to kind of walk you through how at every stage of the buyer's journey, you can effectively leverage live video content to really bring the people to a yes or no decision for your offers. So first, let's talk about how Instagram Live can be effectively used for visibility. So again, if you can recall, in the 5 parts of the marketing ecosystem, the very first foundational thing that you need to do in your marketing strategy is focus on visibility. And when people hear visibility, they always think about growing their following with brand new people. They're always telling you to make sure you get visible so that you can grow your followers. Or I want you to know that visibility isn't just about growing new followers. It's actually to also help you to reactivate your existing followers. And I don't want you to think that going live is ever going to be the thing that actually helps you to get new followers, because that is not what it's going to do. Instagram doesn't show your live video content to people who don't follow you. Now, you could show up on the main little page where, like the home page, where you just see a bunch of aggregate accounts. But they would have to happen to see you there for another post that you did and click on your account, and you might happen to be live on that at that very moment. But otherwise, people who don't follow you don't see your Instagram Live content. So when you're doing Instagram Live, the point of doing that is to build a connection with your existing following. And we don't want to leave those people hanging. They've been holding us down. Maybe they haven't purchased from us, or maybe they're really not engaging with you that much. But usually it's because what you were selling before isn't what they needed, or at the time when you were selling it, they didn't need it then, but they might need it now. And so if you're scared of going live, you're missing a huge opportunity to get noticed and seen by your existing community. I don't care if that community has 100 people or 100,000 people. There are likely a lot of them who don't see your content very often just because of how the algorithm works or their lack of engaging with you recently. And so the important thing here is in the buyer's journey, you want to get them to start engaging with you. So I don't want you to neglect your existing following. Because as we move our way into the next stage of the marketing ecosystem, I want to talk to you about how Instagram Live will really help you with pre-qualifying your leads. So I like to think of my content as a gatekeeper between me and people who are not a good fit for my offers. And that's how I want you to think about it too. It's your content can be the gatekeeper between you and wasting time on sales calls with people who are definitely not a good fit for your offer. Every piece of content that you put out needs to be pre-qualifying leads for you. This is going to make sure that when you do get someone on the phone, that you already know that they are definitely suited for your offer, and they likely just have a few more questions and probably just want to get a little bit more of a feel for, is this a good fit for me or not? And so I don't want you to leave pre-qualification up to your application, or worse, on your discovery calls. And you know how it is when you get on a call and the person's not a good fit. There's nothing more discouraging than having those happen back to back to back. And so going live, how that actually helps you with pre-qualifying leads is, first of all, the title of your live should be explicitly for a very specific person. And how you know they're probably pre-qualifying is if they showed up to that live, they definitely cared about that topic. Because I don't know about you, but I don't show up on people's lives that I don't care about, and I don't care about the topic. Like, why am I wasting my time sitting on someone's live? You have to think about that for your audience. They are coming to your live because they like you, or they like what you're talking about, and or both. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the titles that you're using, because that is going to be indicative of whether or not that person is probably a good fit, right? And when you're getting on live, make sure it's about something juicy. It needs to be about the most nagging pain point, the most common misconceptions, the top mindset blocks. These should be the types of topics that you save for going live. And all of these topics, the way that you come up with this content, it needs to speak directly to the most aligned, qualified lead that you would like to work with. Because then the next stage of that marketing ecosystem is connection. And we already talked about, again, in that previous video where I talked about the 5 stages of the marketing ecosystem, we talked about how building a connection and trust is imperative for selling things at a high ticket or a premium price point. And for frame of reference, again, when I say high ticket or a premium price point, I'm talking about your services and your programs that are $2,000 or more. People who are investing that kind of money definitely need to feel that connection and that trust with you, because they are not going to throw that kind of money at somebody that they don't trust. And we are, at the end of the day, all internet strangers, but we shouldn't feel like it, right? They shouldn't feel like when they come to your account that they really don't get a feel for who you are or what you're capable of doing. Because why else are you showing up on Instagram on your business account if they're not able to get that feel for that, right? And so when you're selling your high ticket services or coaching programs, clients, you want to make sure that these people who are coming to your live are getting a real true feel for you, your most authentic self. You're exactly how you would teach during your coaching program is the same delivery that you should have during your lives. And also, going live is the best way to deliver your best content while also interacting in real time with your community. Like, there is really no other opportunity to interact with them real time. Yes, you can kind of do that through stories, but those stories could have happened over the last 24-hour period of time. Nobody knows if you're actively on it right at that moment. And this kind of live interaction is 100 times more powerful than simply answering like their comments or DMing someone, because again, they get that live feel for what it's like to work with someone like you. So again, I suggest you leveraging your most complex, heaviest topics and content for live, because this way people can ask you questions. And now if you're a coach, they really get a feel if you're a good coach, right? If you can spit fire and answer questions, they're like, damn, this person really knows what they're talking about. If you're a service provider and you can answer questions really quickly about something really highly technical that I don't get, I need to hire you because I don't know how to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? You want people to think that. Now, if the idea of you being asked a question live on Instagram freaks you out right now, it's likely just because you're not used to doing it. Going live is not something that you're just going to pop up and be excellent at today. I definitely was not good at my first few lives, and I leave all of my old videos up on my Instagram account, so you can definitely go back and check out my account. I have had some very not so good videos that are still there because we all have to start somewhere. But I was still showing up live all the time because people were getting a feel for me and my business, and I was still getting opportunities for speaking engagements and booking clients regularly because they got to see me. So get comfortable getting used to doing lives, because it really is going to majorly impact your business. And so the reframe that I want you to have for lives is that instead of it being like a chore that is meant to appease the Instagram algorithm, or this lady on YouTube told me to go live, I want you to think about it as a powerful tool for you to connect with your community. And that's what you should be on Instagram to do. And so that fourth phase of the marketing ecosystem that we discussed before is the path to purchase, if you recall. And the path to purchase, I always say, is one of the most neglected parts of every entrepreneur's marketing strategy, because we forget that there is certain content that has to be put out there for people to move through from a state of confusion to a state of converting into a paying client. And those stages, again, I like to just quickly go through them: problem unaware, problem aware, solution aware, and you aware, right? And it's only once they've gone through each one of those stages that they'll actually be ready to invest high ticket or premium prices into, what it is that you're selling. And so with Instagram Live, you get to tailor each live to the different phase of the buyer's journey that you're in your content. And by going through live, you will be able to easily help someone transition from each stage, because likely if they still are in a stage of being unaware and they have not figured out how to get to problem aware, by going live about these pain points and connecting it to a problem during a live, now they can say, oh, that makes sense, but can I ask you a question? And some of the things that stop them from getting to that next stage could be answered by you. And now you're not only showcasing your expertise and your thought leadership, but also helping guide them through that buying decision as well, through that buyer's journey. So I want you to start thinking of Instagram Live as a way to connect the dots as you're doing your launch content, and watch how easily you'll be able to surpass your revenue goal when people actually make their way through that buyer's journey faster. Because that last stage, if they didn't buy during this buyer's journey stage or that path to purchase stage, your last stage of the marketing ecosystem is sales and promotion anyway. And so I know some of you hate sales and promotion even more than you probably hate me talking about going live, but you have to sell. People love to talk about marketing and hate to sell, but you're a business owner. And I gave this metaphor the other day. It was so good. I had some girls in Revolutionary Brand talking about how sales makes them nervous and they don't know what to say. And when people ask them questions in their DM, they don't know how to transition that conversation into the sales conversation. I said, well, let me give you an example to think about something different. What if your best friend came over to your house today and rang the doorbell, and you run to the door and you answer the door and you're like, hey girl, my best friend's name is Tiana, so I'm going to act like I'm talking to Tiana. I'm like, hey T. And we give each other hugs at the door. And T's like, I missed you. I haven't seen you in so long. How are you? I'm like, I'm good. And then I stand there, and then she stands there. If I never invite her in my house, how awkward would that be? That she came all the way to my house and I never extended an invitation for her to come in. This is what you do when people are like DMing you questions and asking you for help and saying that they love your content, and you don't actually ever ask for the sale. You basically left them at the front door, even though they came all that way to see you to your house and you never invited them in. So I want you to remember that because your aligned qualified leads, they definitely have a serious problem right now, and they believe in that solution because you're doing your job right through your content, and they now believe in you because again you did your job in your content. They always will say yes when you ask for the sale if the timing is right for them, and you can't control that. All you can do is present the opportunity for them to work with you and let them decide whether or not they want to accept it. So when it comes to IG Live, timing is everything for this, because again, you want to make sure that in the beginning of a launch, you're not focused on doing lives about selling, because at that stage, they don't know the problem. They don't believe in the solution yet. So at the beginning of my launch content, I don't start off doing lives about buying my offer, answering FAQs. It's about their pain points and their mindset and the struggles that they're experiencing and the problem. Now, as I make my way through to the end of the buyer's journey, then yes, I'm going to do lives to answer lingering questions that my warmest leads have. I'm going to sit down on live and I'm going to ask them things like, well, what's holding you back from joining the program? Or how can I help you feel certain about this investment? Or what are some questions that you have left over about the program? This way, now they have an opportunity because they're ready to consider that opportunity to work with me. Now they're ready to ask those types of questions to move on to that yes or no decision. And so that kind of back and forth with literal hot leads is only possible because of the connection and trust that you will have already built by doing some of this live video. There is just so much power in actually showing up with your audience live. And I want you to know some of your most authentic and candid connections really do happen through live video. I don't know what people are going to say to me during the live, but we're laughing and talking and I'm teaching and they're asking questions. And my clients sometimes show up to the lives and previous clients, and now they're saying something good, which then helps someone else who was on that live considering working with me to say, damn, she has a really good rapport with her old clients. You're missing so many opportunities to connect with people who are basically ready to go when you skip them. Just take some time to get comfortable with it. Do it once a week. Do it every other week. Do it once a month. But commit to doing them. Now, you know, for the last few weeks, I have been talking all about leveraging all 4 of the video types on Instagram to sell or to market and sell your high ticket services and coaching programs. And I share that because that's what I've been able to do. I've built this multi-6-figure business off the back of Instagram primarily. Yes, I get referrals. Yes, I do speaking engagements, but that's 10% of my sales. Everything else is coming from all of my efforts on Instagram. And I have been wanting to share this with you. I know you've been seeing me telling you all about the what and the why with the Instagram video content, but not much of the how. But I have created something called the Booked and Banked Bundle to teach you the how. I can't sit here on a YouTube video and teach you the entire how because I need to give you an opportunity to walk through a lot of the foundation of understanding why the strategy works and then the strategy behind each one of the video types. So in this bundle, I have 4 separate courses that teaches service providers and coaches like you how to leverage all of those video types that Instagram has to intentionally grow not just your visibility, but also to connect with aligned qualified leads for your offers. And I don't want you to think that you have to have a big following or a long list of previous clients with all these big results before you can start selling your services or programs at these price points. In these courses, I teach a simple, effective Instagram video marketing strategy that attracts those leads for your high ticket or premium price offers, whether you have a big community on Instagram or not. So if you want to learn how to leverage those reels and lives and IGTV style videos and stories, then I want you to take a look at obviously it's linked in my description for you to check out. It's called the Booked and Banked Bundle. But if you're thinking, look, it sounds real convincing, but I'm still not sure how I would be leveraging all these videos, I actually made a free masterclass called the Winning Instagram Quadfecta, which walks you through the strategy behind each one of those video types, not just in the format of the ecosystems. I've already been sharing that with you, but in the context of strategy for selling your high ticket offers. So either way, you can either buy the bundle, learn more about the bundle, or take that free masterclass with the links that are in my description. And don't forget, every single Monday, I post a new video that's going to teach you all about high ticket marketing strategies and give you resources and tools that will help you to market and grow your business. You can subscribe to my channel here and make sure you also check me out. I spend a lot of time on Instagram and I do go live all the time. So join me. I do hot seat coaching and I talk about some really heavy hitting content that I don't always do. Oops, I hit the mic. That I don't always do on my YouTube channel. So I hope to see you there. But otherwise, I'll see you next Monday.